I'm John Riggin. I used to run with my legs. Now, I run with my mouth.
How is it in that sport, in baseball, and that this is something that people, it's frowned upon and it's considered, I guess, Bush League, and yet in football, it's actually applauded? The very same behavior. I'm guessing by the very same fans. It's almost like with our diets. I've said this before. You take the American palate. We're all kinds of things and taboos that we can't eat this, we won't eat that. You go to Asia, they pretty much wide open, very consistent. And if it moves, we eat it. No questions asked. And if it don't move, we might eat it. If it was moving, ain't been moving for a while, could eat that too.
Everybody seen the cat?
Yeah. By the way, where's Fido? What it came down to is this. I realized that in football, and now this is where football's kind of got their foot on one, on one side of the line and then another foot on the other. Because you can get up and act like a major league anus anytime you want to after a play. As long as it's not directed, it's fine. In fact, we applaud originality and, it's not a problem. They allow it, but they only allow it to a certain extent. In baseball, they, I guess, police themselves, and then I've said this before, and yet, it's one of these sports where you can't do that, but we don't have no problem throwing a 95-mile-an-hour fastball at you. And that's all part of the game, and hey,
that's a written rule.
Everybody does that.
But isn't that the difference in all the sports? The unwritten rules, or what is accepted by the fans also, is showing people up.
And this is what's interesting. Go back, and I got to believe the very first guy that did it came into the league the same year I did, in 1971. Elmo Wright from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
he used to do a little run in place in the end zone after he scored a touchdown. From there, it evolved to Billy White Johnson and other guys, and it just kept evolving to where, and it became part of the landscape, which there were no rules. There were no rules governing any of this stuff way back when. And, and that's where you get, and then Chad Ochocinco shows up, and Terrell Owens shows up, and that's where, and now that it's kind of one of those, with the NFL, I don't know where the average fan stands on it. It's like, you can't get the genie back in the bottle, can you?
In the NFL, and I know where you stand on this, after every single play, it could be the first play of the third play of the second series, and somebody, and usually it's on the defensive side of the ball, because they did their job, is going to have a ticker tape parade.
No, but look at John, the fact that he would hand the ball to the ref, that in itself was an individual move. That sort of stood out, right? Because everyone else was like they were on Soul Train.
Who you give it to? You're going to give it to Theismann? Hey, Joe, go put this in my locker, will you please?